Hey everybody, Silveus here for part 4 of my Exile 3 Ruined World playthrough. Before I start, this is the first Exile video with my new overlay off to the side. You've got up here is right here in the corner here is a black spot. It's blank. Eventually my webcam image will go there. Underneath that should be a tile kind of giving you information about the game. Exile 3 Ruined World, developed by Spiderweb Software, I believe it says. Underneath that is a button that will link to my channel. Underneath that is a button that will link to my Exile 3 playlist. Under that is a button that says previous game. There's an image of the previous game and then the title of what the previous game's last video was. I think right now it says The Last Stand Union City final part, and I believe there's a dude using a chainsaw to kill some zombies. Good times that was, by the way. Anyway, so there's that. And then finally, there should be a button for subscriptions. And I think that takes up the whole thing. So, I think for the one person who watches my Exile 3 games, if you have any opinions on that, feel free to comment. I think I can go real quick. Preferences. Okay, that seemingly did absolutely nothing. Or maybe it moved just a little bit. Yeah, it moved just a little bit. Alright. I have to use a DOS emulator. A DOS emulator. I'm not really sure how that's actually said. Anyway, yeah, I need to use one to play the game at all. And it doesn't seem to allow me to, customize my resolution or anything along those lines. So anyway, last time around, we were invading the goblin lair, if you will. Way to suck. Better, I suppose. Where's my wound spells? The Pope does not have enough mana to cast the wound spell. But I think Gandalf can probably cast a flame. Yeah, Gandalf's got some mana. So yeah, last time I completed my exploration of the first level, and now I'm into the second level, which is the wolf pens, as it says down here at the bottom. I'm gonna lure them out here where I can surround them a little bit better. Let's try to lure them out better. That was not exactly what I wanted to have happen. Whatever. It's working. Kill the puppy dogs. I have never met a puppy that I couldn't murder. That's not true at all, by the way. I love dogs. I'm allergic to dogs, much like I'm allergic to cats. But at one point in my life, you stand at the entrance of a dark tunnel filled with a thick, musky smell. Bits of fur float in the air and scratches cover the floor. You found some sort of large, rough kennel. Anyway. There was a point in my life, well, there was a point in my life where we had 7 cats, but that was a short period of time. Only a week or so. After that, it was down to just a mere 6 cats. However, for a large portion of my time, we had 3 dogs, and then for a smaller portion of time, we had 4 dogs. 2 Cocker Spaniels. Well, one of them we thought might have been a Springer Spaniel, but to be honest, I don't really know what the difference is. So yeah, 2 Cocker Spaniels. Does Kitty still have darts? Kitty is out of darts. Kitty sucks at life. We had a Black Lab, Chocolate Lab, Weimaraner mix, and a Catalula Leopard Dog. Leopard Dog. She has like leopard-like spots. They were named. God, we have some super creative names for our dogs. By the way, you guys are you're gonna love this. The Black Lab was named Samantha. The Leopard Dog was named Bella from Twilight. My mom was a fan. To be honest, I read the Twilight books too, just for the record. I mean, they did, like, objectively suck, but that's another topic we'll get to at some point, maybe. One of the Cocker Spaniels' name was Lady. We had Lady since, we had Lady for close to 14 years. She was a good dog. And then the other one was called Holly. Holly we got from like a rescue thing, and I guess her previous owner wasn't a good person, to say the least. Right, I think the Pope might want to heal himself. Nah, the Pope wants to cast a whoop. No, the Pope still can't do that. Okay. The Pope is going to cast a minor heal on himself. Sick. So yeah, Holly was, I guess, like, beat up by her previous owner. She was a really, really sweet animal. Had, like, the softest fur, too. But she was, like, afraid of men. And she was kind of afraid of anybody taking, like, a dominating appearance over her. So, she'd panic a lot if somebody was, like, literally standing over top of her. Feel like I can... Oops. Okay. I was going to say, I feel like I can take a better stance around this guy. But I screwed that up pretty well. Sick. Look at all those levels in a row. Anyway, Holly would, like, get on the couch or something. And then, she'd panic, and if you, like, approached her, she'd lift her leg as if she was going to pee all over herself, and she would, unfortunately, pee all over herself. Poor dog. She was a really sweet animal, though. Unfortunately, she had some health problems, and her, like, teeth were all rotten. It was a sad thing. Sad times. Ouch. That was a pretty good bite. And Lady was really old and was kind of having a hard time walking. So eventually they both died. It was sad. Nobody likes to see their doggies die. Well, the topic of the Twilight books, since I opened up that can of worms. I did read all of them. Whoops. I wouldn't say they were good by any means, but I mean, like, there's a whole bunch of different ways you can look at, like, a piece of media or a piece of art. You can kind of look at it like, does it have artistic value and whatnot? But I think that's kind of a limited way of looking at things. You can look and see if it's, like, technically good. And I think that's a fine way of looking at things. But it's not, like, all-encompassing. So, generally, when I look at, like, a type of media, I primarily look at it and evaluate it on whether or not I enjoyed it. So, for the most part, I did actually enjoy the Twilight books. Partially. So, I mean, to that end, I don't regret reading them, I should say. This dude is an assassin. And this dude, I want to kind of get in the corner and surround him. Before I get to the killing, though, I want to scry an assassin. Jack can do the scrying. Deals 1d12 damage, 35 health, not bad. More importantly, he poisons. We are not hitting this guy with any kind of power. Anyway, I enjoyed the fourth book because in the fourth book, spoilers. Ouch, that was some hefty poison. She finally becomes a vampire. And to be honest, like, not specifically becoming a vampire, but like, that's kind of my dream. Again, not specifically becoming a vampire. What's my dream is through like no real effort on my own, having somebody just kind of walk up to me and be like, "Hey, Silveus, bam! All of a sudden you're super wealthy, immortal, super strong, super fast, indestructible, and amazing to look at." Because that's basically what happened with being a vampire. All of a sudden, like, she becomes a vampire. She's got like ungodly super reflexes. She's got all this wealth from the family. She's immortal. She's indestructible. Well, she's not fully indestructible, but I mean, like, she's close to being indestructible. I mean, sure, all this comes with like a negative of needing to drink human blood, but so incredibly worth it. Like, if I had to trade drinking human blood, well, she doesn't even need to drink human blood. She can drink animal blood. I mean, sure, it has to be raw, but I mean, she enjoys eating it. So just because that grosses me out right now doesn't mean it would gross me out later. She probably feels the same way about eating, like, cooked food. So, yeah, that's kind of my life dream. To just, through no real effort, just, like, either through random luck or, like, the kindness of some random person, just to eventually have somebody walk up to me and be like, "Hey, bam, all of a sudden you're super awesome." Light. So yeah, that's particularly why I enjoyed that book. And I know that's very not a, like, pure reason to enjoy anything, but hey, I enjoyed it, and that's all that matters. Alright, I forgot I can't walk through that. Is Gandalf poisoned now? By the way, in case it wasn't obvious, I did not... I have to double back and explore that other side that I didn't explore. From, like, way back at the beginning. Oh, and I just walked through the poison again. Yeah, though, if it wasn't obvious, I did not use the editor to give my people the things that make them not get poisoned when they walk through that crap. Just for the record. Well, I'm glad I came over here to this pointless dead end. Well, now's the point, yeah, where we look for hidden passages. This chest is small and only contains one thing, a small, beautifully carved crystal figurine. It is of a Vahanta female, or at least you think it's a female. Take. That crystal is used, that's the only place you can get that crystal, besides obviously using the editor. That crystal is used in a very specific set of spells that I'm not going to talk about. I don't want to, like, do an info dump on anybody who's watching these videos, so I don't want to be like, hold on. I'm not going to play for like 10 minutes and instead just explain every single spell. I will explain things when I use them or when I encounter them, but that's about it. So I think it's worth mentioning, though, that that was used in a very powerful spell, but I think that's sufficient. This might be a bad idea. Did he poison me? Yeah, Gandalf got poisoned. How do you hit for only 2 damage? Gandalf fireball it up. Right there on the table. Jack needs some healing. So Pope, it's all you.
On who?
Heal Jack. Oh, for the love of Pete. There we go. The doors open up. Alright, Gandalf, you need some more healing. Or Gandalf needs healing now, I should say. Maybe we cast some Cure Poison on Jack. There we go. Good time to save, I suppose. Bash the door. Nothing? No. Oh, food! Can I? Okay, cool. There is like a hotkey to use. There are like keyboard configurations, I should say. I don't need pants. Enter hits done, and the things up there are like from top to bottom are listed as A, B, C, and so on. I forgot that Kitty has lockpicks. Oh, Kitty just broke a lockpick. See that down there? Didn't work. Pick breaks. Way to suck, Kitty. Okay, that's a trap. We're gonna save. And Kitty's my resident trap disarmer. Kitty disarmed the trap. Sometimes the traps are as simple as alarms that like alert the citizens of the town that you just triggered it, which will make the town hostile in case that part wasn't obvious. Other times they're like explosions and things like that. You always want to save before you walk through a trap. And I'm pretty sure it will always alert you to the fact that there's a trap there. It's never like a, whoop, surprise, you're dead. I think. Don't take my word for that. Kitty? Kitty. At least it didn't break the pick again. I think she only has 3 picks left. Okay, now she has 2, because that broke the pick. Like most settlements in Exile, the bandit lair has a small shrine. The temple is a small, dark, and sleek thing. Its shrine itself is dustless and claustrophobically small. Let's get my Team Fireball in there. Except I forgot Jack can't cast fireballs, because Jack sucks at life! Gandalf is the only one that can fireball. All of my people sort of suck. I don't know if anybody noticed that. Well, it's worked out well. Yeah, the point was to try to get them... You kind of need to, like, manipulate the, the, like, enter combat thing as much as you can so that you kind of position yourself well. Talk is not what I want to do. Shrooms. Short sword, a bottle, some pants. And he's got a potion on his bed. I think that was the like the priest's bed. Alright, let's go. Jack, cast your light again. Cave cows. Must scry the cave cow. They deal 1d2 and have 7 health. I just took more damage trying to open up that door than the cave cows will do to me. They're hostile cave cows. For real? Like, you just swung 2 weapons at a cow and missed? And you used a halberd and missed. People should be ashamed of yourselves. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, he's dead. Let's, flame the apprentice mage. Okay, that didn't really work as well as I would have liked it to. Ah! Ah! I'm glad that did not last long. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, that captain really needs to die. I did not realize that they were all still standing on fire. Alright. No, I don't want to fight anybody else right now. I am in need of resting. So many people are opening up doors right now, let me tell you. Well, that was rude. These shelves contain several books on animal training and a plethora of notes regarding the bandits' training of a large number of wolves. From the records, you were able to tell how the bandits found wolves in the first place. There was a small pack of them hiding in the caves when Exile started building Fort Emergence. The bandits spirited some of them away to raise. How the bandits got to Fort Emergence in the first place, you weren't able to figure out. Picklock. Dude. Kitty. You kind of suck. You just broke another pick. Now I don't have any. Gandalf, you're up. Unlock spell. There better be something worthwhile in this room. A single shield and some food. So not really? I guess it depends on what kind of shield that was. Among the crude works of well-thumbed fiction on these shelves, you find one of a mage's journals, written in a neat hand. The bandits have only been set up here for a few months. It seems they plan to raid the nearby settlements as boldly as possible until Exile brought more troops here and then escape to the surface. One interesting note, the journal makes occasionally oblique references to a big theft of some sort of statuette from the Weirdies. That crystal statuette I think I got earlier. Remember that? Loot storage. Entry without permission will be punished. Unlock spell. For the love of Pete. Oh, come on. We'll try the unlock spell again. I'd like to keep enough mana for at least one fireball. Okay. By the way, in case you were wondering, there are such things as... The Pope needs to cast light. Like torches and lanterns that you can use, just for the record. What do we got? Alright. Zip Pope, broadsword, darts, boots, gloves, helmet. All this stuff needs to get identified. You should definitely not put anything on your people until you know what exactly it is, just for the record. I mentioned before that there is cursed items. There are cursed items, so don't push your luck. And removing a curse can be quite expensive. There we go. Mr. Archer, you are not in the right position. Although apparently my melee warriors are also not in the right position. Dude, you people suck. We get back to Fort Emergence so that I can utilize that trainer to level my people. Look, like, it's an archer. How are we all missing? There we go. Yeah, I definitely need to utilize that trainer at some point. Wolves this time. This is almost certainly not going to work the way I wanted it to. Yeah. There we go. Sick. Lizzie leveled up. Whoops. Double tap. Awesome. Except for the part where Kitty is definitely in the wrong spot. Okay. Let's just go for it, I suppose. Why are they running away from me? Oh boy. Come on. Can never have too much gold, especially if it belonged to other people originally. Dude, you people. Alright. Oh, nice hit. Jack, flame that soldier. And sometimes that happens, you know? Nothing you can do about it. Sometimes you just misclick and accidentally blow up your own person with a fireball. Or at least it wasn't a real fireball. That was still kind of hilarious, though. Oops. Wow, did I screw that up with that misclick there, too? Luckily, it all worked out well, but still. Alright. Shall we go down this way? Want to try to that room that I can't get to currently? I feel like there has to be a hidden passage in here somewhere. Hidden passage found. Group of enemies found. Where's my cursor at? There it is. Dude, you guys suck. Alright. We'll come back to that later. Is there kind of nothing to the right here? I feel like there's got to be something to the right here. We will try to find a door to that room and not try to engage them through the window, because that would be stupid. A box. Nothing in the box. That's where I came up from, if I remember correctly. Gandalf, save your mana. Actually, let's wait here before I... Alright. Gandalf now has enough for a fireball. Crap. Crap. Where is the entrance to these buildings? Ooh, 52 gold. That guy was loaded. He should have just ran for it when he saw me coming. Yeah, these archers are kind of wrecking me. Alright, where's my cursor at? I keep losing the cursor. Oh, you people. There we go. Somebody who doesn't suck. Just because I know that there's a bunch of enemies in there, I think I'm gonna... I meant to save. This is the button I meant to hit. What is the hotkey for attacking? Combat? C? No. A? No. Whatever. Just run in. And end combat. Uh-oh. Or at least the mage is dead. He's kind of the most threatening thing there. I think that was a news alert on my phone if that was picked up by the microphone. Jack, you've leveled! Come on, Kitty, you can do it! Oh, Kitty! It's that missed. Alright. Perfecto. Perfecto. That's perfecto. Ugh. I wasn't close enough to actually get to him. And Jack's looking slightly worse for wear at this point. Oh, for the love of Pete. Zippo, cast a wound spell. There we go. Gold and junk. Gold and junk. I like how it puts me in the bed like I'm sleeping, by the way, when I step over them. Kitty needs some darts. Still not going to use them, though, until I get them identified. Serves me no purpose. Nothing down here. Javelins that he can't hold. Javelins that he can't hold. Javelins that he can't hold. Okay, you know, I could just do basic math and like figure out whether or not they'd be able to hold these, but basic math is for losers. Ooh, food. Ooh, rocks. Here we go again. This chest has loot painted on the top in large, crude letters. You open it eagerly and find only dust. Maybe the bandits are dirt poor. Perhaps they moved their ill-gotten gains somewhere elsewhere. Alright, bandit camp cleared, I believe. Now, there are, like, 3 separate ways that you can get into the bandit camp, assuming that you didn't come up the staircase like I did. No. One way is through here. Ugh. The map is actually filled out worse when I don't have light. Good to know. However, those gates could not be opened unless you were inside in the first place, so that entrance doesn't actually do you any good unless you came in the way I came in. Hey, it's a bar of metal. So the other way is to go up here Oh, for the love of Pete. Pete, I don't love you. I never did, and I never will. It just wasn't meant to be, Pete. Again, for the love of Pete. There we go. So yeah, you could come up here while the archers that were in that room shot at you the whole time. Wow, where did it even come from? Wow, do my people kind of suck still. I think a spark should be sufficient at this point for killing him. Especially when it hits for 6. Alright, who has carrying capacity left? Alright. So yeah, you would have had to come up here under fire, fight those people, and then go through this hidden passage. That's one way. And then you also would have had to go up... for the love of... Where's my cursor again? Yeah, you would have had to go up this little hallway and then get shot at those archers also. The other way, you could have entered through the front entrance. Oops, misclick. I should probably work on those misclicks. They are probably going to be an actual problem at some point. Wait. Yeah, I didn't think you were going to be able to do anything meaningful either. Well, at least I ended here. Again, you could get shot at by the archers while you went up this way, and then went through this hidden passage that you also would have had to know about. And I think those are the only entrance points. Just for the record. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I did want it to go all the way over here, though. See what's up this way. The bands have been dumping their trash in a cave a suitable distance from where they actually live. Like all trash pits in Exile, the stuff is being slow to decompose, and the stillness of the air creates an unbearable stench. Yeah, these kind of things happen. Guess I should cast a light spell so I can see what I'm doing. Good thing I cast that light spell! We have to let Gandalf scry one of them. Viscous Goo. 30 health. 1d12. Immune to poison. Deals poison. Wait a second. Wait a second. Splits when you hit it. There you go. So every time you hit one of them, it'll make other ones. And these are not tibia slimes, where once the original dies, all the other ones die too. Okay, you know what? This is like legitimately getting dangerous. And Gandalf is about to eat it. Gandalf! No! I didn't save in a while. Gandalf, no! Alright, so I know I specifically said I wasn't going to use the editor, but I'm going to use the editor. So, alright, I just saved. Let me pause, and I'll bring the editor up. 1 second. This, folks, is the editor. The Exile 3 editor is a utility designed to make your life easier when you get stuck playing Exile 3. Before leaping in, however, 2 warnings. First, always back up a save file before you use the editor. If you do something wrong or take away a valuable item, you might find yourself stuck. Second, the editor and the game itself use some of the same files. It's recommended that you not run both at the same time. Crashes may result. Hurrah. I suppose this is as good of time as any to kind of showcase what the editor can do. So you have your free extras, and your free extras are... I'm just going to kind of go all out right now. I'm going to edit my gold. I'm just going to put a 1 in front of that. Okay, I was going to put a 1 in front of that number. We're just going to do some minor cheating here real quick. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just gave myself... Right, the number pad, I forgot I don't have numlock on. I just gave myself 5,000 gold. Alright. You can edit your food. I'm just going to increase that by 100. Oops, that's not what I want to do. You can leave the town you're in, which is useful if you're like surrounded in a town that's, you know, hostile or something like that, or you can't figure out how to get out. That also leaves dungeons and the like. Reunite party. I think there's one point where your party splits up. This returns your party to Fort Emergence. Reset boats. Hey, look, my cursor works correctly on this. Interesting. Reset boats and horses if you, like, you know, lost one of your horses or lost a boat. Make towns forget you if they're hostile. This is something I'll talk about later. Raise dead, de-stone, etc. All of your characters who were dead or dust or stoned are now alive and intact. You may wish to select healed party now, because they're still poisoned and they still just have 0 HP. We are going to remove bad conditions. All negative conditions, poison, dumbfounding, disease, paralysis, etc. have been removed from your characters, even dead ones. The dead ones would still be dead, though. Restore spell points. Even dead ones now have their maximum number of spell points. And heal damage. All of your characters' damage has now been healed. Dead characters are still dead. So everybody's fully healed. So that's the end of the free things. The other things you can do is you can identify items here. I'm going to identify all of the items. Fortunately, you do have to manually click each and every single one of them. Bronze knife. Crude large shield, leather gloves, leather helmet, javelins, short sword, cave wood bow, shirt, leather helmet, buckler, boots, regular boots. And Gandalf's items are laying on the ground because he died recently. You can add your special items. Here's a list of all of your special items. See? I'm not going to hit any of these, though. You also have some special tasks, and you can also add maps. So all of the Exile cave maps, all of the North, Valorum, South, large towns, medium towns, so on. I don't really remember what NPCs can die, but this will raise them. You can activate the Erica amulets. You can become a member of the Nama Church. Make the job dispatchers forget you. Reset Shider, quit the Anama. The Anama is based out of Shider, in case that wasn't obvious. End the curse of Vahalkus. Cure a Scribane addiction. You can get addicted to drugs on this game. And make all dungeons visible. Some dungeons somebody has to tell you about the location of before you get to it. I'm not going to play with any of those things or talk about them in any more depth right now. You can add alchemy knowledge, I should say. For these ones, it kind of doesn't tell you what they do, but, like, you know, there's a spell for reviving your people, and you need to use a resurrection bomb to cast it. Knowledge brew, I think, gives you experience points, and so on. You can own all boats and horses, but I'm not going to do that. You can learn spells this way. I'm not going to do that either. Same with pre-spells. Skills, you can just give yourself like max stats and everything like that. Look, skill points, lots. Gold, lots. Then you can also do the traits. And this is that thing I'm going to do. I'm going to give all my people Cave Lore and Woodsman, which I forgot to do earlier. What character are we currently at? You can also switch your race. Okay, that was Gandalf. So I have to do this for each individual person. Good to know. Woodsman, Cave Lore. Edit day is pretty self-explanatory, by the way. Changing the day can have dramatically unexpected effects. Towns will reappear, people will be shifted around, and time limits on your job may expire. Back up your saved files before doing this. Currently, we're day 9. I don't want to give too much away, but certain things do happen after a certain amount of time and stuff like that. So there is a actual reason as to why that's a relevant aspect. Alright, you can see how much EXP my people have too. Jack sucks, what a surprise. Followed by Zipope. Lizzie's doing almost as good as Silveus, though. And Gandalf and Kitty are kind of neck and neck. Oh boy. I'm yawny. I'm a yawningson. Edit party, traits. I thought I gave 2 of my people Woodsman and Cave Lore in the first place, at least. Okay, I gave Silveus both of them. Alright, so that's it for editing parties. And then all these numbers are items. So you can kind of see we've got, like, this is all your basic crap items here. Stone weapons, knife, short sword, club, mace, axe, spear. Then you get your bronze. Knife, short sword, club, mace, axe, spear, hammer, rapier, broadsword, flail, british, halberd, greatsword, great mace. Iron, steel, magic variants. And then you start getting into some of the odder weapons. You get slith spears. I'm actually going to give one of my people a slith spear, just because I forget if they're better than halberds or not. And then afterwards, I'm just going to immediately throw it on the ground and get rid of it. So I'll give it to Gandalf. Wave blades are weapons sold by the Vahanti, which I'm actually going to go buy at some point, because I believe they're better than broadswords. Razor discs are basically throwing stars used by the Vahanatai, or however that's pronounced. Kitty could probably use some of those. Darts, throwing daggers and knives, arrows of various forms, javelins, bows go cavewood, lemonwood, yew, magic. Crossbows. Crossbows actually are not archery weapons, they're thrown missile weapons. So Kitty can use crossbows. Various bolts, and then we start running into armor. Baldric, armor, sided armor, chainmail, breastplate, plate armor. And then you get your irons, your steels, your magic. Magic plate, I think, is kind of one of the best natural armors. Mithril is good armor value, and it doesn't interfere with spell casting, because your spellcasters will actually have a hard time casting spells and stuff like that. And also, heavy plate, if you don't have enough defense, it slows your people down. Bucklers go from crude to magic. Same with shields, same with large shields. Leather helm, bronze helm, iron helm, steel helm, magic helm. Same for great helms. Gloves, leather, leather gloves. Then bronze gauntlets, iron gauntlets, steel gauntlets, magic. Boots go to steel toe. Various lockpicks. You got your gemstones, orb of sight, smoky crystals, piercing crystals. Piercing crystals can be used to knock out barriers and also locked doors. I forget what mist globes do. You get a whole bunch of random stuff here. These things summon monsters to fight for you. Some of them are pretty good. I think the gold statue is really powerful. So is the Horn of Warriors. Various scrolls with spells cast on them. And this is where you start getting into magical equipment. Cursed helmet. The ruby helm, I think, shoots fireballs. The emerald helm gives you resistance to poison. The helm of speed is actually really awesome. It makes your people hasted sometimes. Runed helm, I think, is just a better helmet that doesn't interfere with spellcasting. Different types of bars. Nimble gloves help you with lockpicking. Ogrish gauntlets and giant gauntlets make your people have more strength. Glue gauntlets are glued to your hand. Micah's gloves help with healing. One of these, I think, makes you resistant to poison. The other one poisons you. Dancing boots make your person dance sometime. Boots of Apollo and boots of speed are magical. There's all these different shields. I forget what they do. Life shields are pretty cool. Life shields prevent you from dying. And then we start talking about potions. More types of potions. More types of potions. And we run into some special stuff here. You got your Dart of Returning, Lightning Rods, Infinite Arrows, Arrows of Light and Life, Burning Arrows, Exploding Arrows, Archer's Bow, Bow of Cag, various wands, Various forms of rings. Protection rings add armor. Accuracy rings make your people more accurate. I don't know if it only applies to ranged weapons or not. Skill rings, I forget what they do. Weight rings are actually cursed. Regen rings are pretty obvious. Then you get things of like warmth and fire resistance, speed, will. I forget what they do, honestly. I forget what that does. Basically, I kind of forget what a lot of these do. Various necklaces you can equip on your people that I forget what most of them do. And then you kind of start running into your specific, like, super, like, unique items, of which there's only, like, 1 or 2 of in the game. The Ravage Knife, Assassin's Knife, the Alien Blade, the Demon Slayer, Worm's Bane, Flaming Sword, Smite, Mace of Disruption, the Black Halberd, the Adamantine Axe. Whole bunch of other kind of, like, unique stuff. Patchar's Plate is the best armor in the game. Shield Mace is a mace that also functions as a shield. Fury Crossbow, you know, and it just kind of goes down the list. And then you got a whole bunch of cursed weapons. So yeah, I'm not going to use any of those right now. So that's that. Let me save here. Alright, I'm going to pause again so that you don't have to see my desktop. And we're back. Can't hit file until we get through that loading screen. There we go. Load, load, load. There we go. And my people are alive, and Gandalf has a steel slith spear. New lockpicks. Alright, let's take a look at these 2 weapons here. Does 12, the halberd does 8. Yeah, so we'll throw the slith spear on the floor here. It is, in fact, an inferior weapon. So yeah, there we go. That was a quick overview of the editor. You can kind of see my dude's alive, although I don't think I actually equipped the weapon, his stuff. Yeah, I did not equip his stuff. I have my little bit more gold and food. The editor is an alright tool, although again, it is cheating. Alright, so that's that. This quarter is very silent and eerie, dotted as if by all manners of totems and signs bearing dire warnings. This must be a strong group of bandits indeed, if they can display their position so blatantly. Too bad I just killed them all, losers. Alright. So we've got 2 simple tasks here before I end my video. First, 3 simple tasks. Kill these bandits. What kind of... Okay, they have archers. And the addition of archers means I have to charge forward. Numlock. There we go. Gandalf's been hit. Good job, kitty. The Pope wants to wound the archer. Jack really wants to be able to cast Fireball, let me tell you. Jack is dying for the day he can cast a Fireball. Also, Jack's just in general dying for the day that he doesn't suck catastrophically. I don't know when that will happen. He wants to be like Gandalf, who can, you know, wreak havoc upon his enemies. Although, while I do talk about how Gandalf wreaks havoc upon his enemies, I should also mention, though, that Gandalf is the only person who's died like an idiot so far. Come on. I'm trying to, like, spread the experience points a little bit. So I'm trying to let some people that normally aren't overflowing with EXP get some EXP. That is the worst piece of armor in the game, so I'm not even going to bother picking it up. Well, that's the worst non-cursed piece of armor in the game, we'll put it that way. Do-do-do! I'm running into a tree. That kind of thing happens sometimes. It does, I swear. It's not just me. Sell. I didn't identify that spear. I didn't identify that spear or that shield. Why? Because Gandalf was dead at that point. Sell that. Sell that. We'll keep the javelins and whatnot. Sell that. We'll equip the boots. You can't equip things inside of here. That's a shame. Zip Pope. We'll keep the iron darts. Sell the broadsword. Sell the shield. I mean, we'll kind of keep everything else, though. Other people can equip those things. The shields serve me no purpose, though. We'll sell all the potions. I've never really been a potion person, so we're gonna sell all those. We'll sell the lamp, too. I was gonna keep the lamp, but it kind of weighed a lot. Alright. That's enough selling for right now. Now, boots on Silveus. Kitty gets boots too. Kitty's only wearing a shirt for armor. Oh, I gotta sell that iron bar also. Why did I not sell that iron bar in the first place? Alright. Wait, is her name Elspeth? Her name is Elspeth. Elspeth Tyrell. Elspeth Knight Errant, in case anybody knows. Anybody? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Well, let's see what the skill ring here does. Better in combat. Equipped. Silveus gets his iron arrows. Lizzie gets nothing. Zip Pope can get boots. Alright, the Zip Pope is going to put the leather gloves on and then give the gauntlets to Kitty. And put a helmet on. Kitty, enjoy your gauntlets. Also, the arrows need to go to Kitty. Jack needs to give the arrows to Silveus. And the javelins to Kitty. And equip the boots himself. And that's everything. So Kitty's got darts equipped. Actually, let's equip the javelins because I think they weigh more. And Silveus can equip the arrows. Whoops. Alright. Now, there's one other thing I want to do. And we're going to go see the little Vahanti town. Because there is a Vahanti town. And we're going to see if we can't buy some wave blades from them. Because I'm almost positive that they are better than the broadswords. The broadswords, I believe, let me check real quick, are essentially what you would in Dungeons & Dragons call... I guess not. No, they deal 1d9. I thought they were long swords, which deal 1d8 in D&D. But not... Oh, battle time. Archers again, though. Oh, one interesting fact, though. You know how, like, when Gandalf died, I pulled up the editor to bring him back to life? Right? Okay. You can always do that, and his stuff just stayed on the floor. However, you cannot save the game in a battle like this, okay? How many archers are there? Are there two? There are two archers. Annoying. You guys suck. So anyway, yeah, you can't save the battle or save the game when you're inside of a battle like this. So if one of your dudes dies in a battle like this, you can end the battle and then bring him back to life, but his stuff stays on the floor. So unless your other people can pick it up afterwards, your stuff's just gone. So you do want to be a little careful about that. Don't overly rely on the editor, in other words. Not picking up the stone short sword, that's for sure. Kitty, good, you can get the shield. Alright. Let's get to my Vahanti friends. I hate having unexplored map area. Alright, cool, I can take up defensive positions. By the way, I think this might be one of the first times I fought the enemy on the road, but as you can see, when you fight the enemy on the road, you actually get the road on the thing. It serves no actual purpose, though, just for the record. I've noticed that, like, archery people tend to be a little bit higher level. And that's mostly due to the fact that they can basically attack twice in a round. Of course the dogs hate Kitty. Whoops, that was not what I meant to do. Also, not what I meant to do. Yo, Kitty, you kind of suck. I'm trying to let the other people get experience points, and they're just not working with me. There we go. Not a lot of loot from that battle. Let's read this. Okay, I have to be right next to it. Gihikra, 10 miles west. Gihikra. This bizarre, bulbous building is clearly of Vahanatai construction. The stone looks not so much cut or shaped as grown. The walls are rounded, smooth bubbles of rock with eerie, silent passages leading into it. Can I go around that side? Okay, no, I can't go around that side. Yeah, it's going to say that every time I go in. You reach the entry hall of Gihikra. Gihikra is not so much a town as a diplomatic settlement, where your Vahanatai allies keep in touch with the people of Exile. It is disturbingly silent. There is an unsettling lack of guards. The entry hall is decorated in the Vahanatai style, statues and poles arranged in a way that seems random to you, but has great aesthetic value to them. Round passages lead off into the shadows. That is a Vahanatai. We're going to scry it. Vahanatai Lord. Its attacks deal 6d14s of damage. It has 25 armor, it's level 35, its skill is 35, and it's got 400 HP and 280 mana points, and it's twice as fast as me, and it's resistant to everything but poison. Oh, and it's got max mage and max priest spells. Bam. It is not weak, in other words. You meet a tall, dignified Vahanatai. His skin has the dry, dusty sheen that is a sign of a Vahanatai growing old. Name. I am Tekora Tel of Avit. The Tel after his name means he is a leader or a mayor of some sort. Job. I am a leader and a teacher. I come from our city of Avit with my pupil searching for one of our number. One of our mages, Bonithrono, disappeared. He was a hero among us, and the first to befriend you humans and to bring exiles into our lands. He said he was going on a journey and has not been seen for months. It is a worrying mystery. Should you ever meet him, return here to me. I wish much to know of where he has gone. Can I buy stuff from him? He spells... Yeah, he spells. He sells spells. These are all pre-spells, just for the record. And I currently have Silveus selected, so if I purchase any of these, Silveus would learn them, but not be able to cast them. Let's see. Cure Paralysis is pretty obvious. Mana magically creates a lot of food for the party. Force Field fills an area with walls of force, which are fairly damaging and reasonably long-lasting. Restore Mind fixes dumbfounding, which I can get from that crystal, or yeah, that stone wall thingy. And Smite, though, is an actual spell for a priest, so I'm going to buy that for Ziphope, even though he doesn't have enough he doesn't have enough level to cast it right now. He'll get it eventually. This is a magic barrier of the variety that I cannot walk through. That is a Vahanatai Warrior, which we're going to scry real quick. He deals 1d12 and is significantly less powerful than that other dude. The Vahante is tall and spindly, even by Vahanatai standards, over 7 feet tall and twig thin. He sits in front of the fire pit, carefully polishing an amazingly sharp wave blade. Welcome, it is a pleasure to meet humans at last. I am Ohar. I craft weaponry. Our blades are very different from yours, and yet made under the same principles. We have melee weapons like you, our wave blades, and we have missiles like you, our razor discs, though not the variety I grant. You humans have such a bewildering array of deadly weapons. We are in wonder that you can keep them straight. He brings up a good point. Wow, his prices are really high. But like I said, that one extra point of damage is worth it. Unfortunately, Silveus is over-encumbered. Who else can buy them? Alright. I'm not going to pick up razor discs from him, and he won't let me sell anything. Good to know. And I can probably steal stuff from him. Yeah, Vahanatai robes and 2 crystals. But I'm not going to steal from him, because he's standing right there. This is a Vahanatai Shaper. Let's try him. He's a mage level 3. He deals 1d18. I like that he deals more damage than the warrior. You meet a Vahanatai male wearing the translucent, softly glowing poncho that is the standard dress for their race. He is carrying carving a gentle spiral of a crystal with a small, elegant knife. He looks at you from the crystal. You think he's smiling, but you aren't sure. I'm called Koriba. I shape crystals. They are having many uses. Like most of Vahanatai, his grasp of your tongue is very poor. We can buy stuff. The spell stores a target monster in a soul crystal so that it may later be created with the simulacrum. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong. Spell. You need a soul crystal to cast this. This spell summons a monster you select from the soul crystal. The cost depends on the level of the monster being summoned. You can capture soul, I'm pretty sure, anything. I'm going to buy both of these spells for Gandalf. And I guess I'll buy them for Jack, too. You can only keep 4 monsters in it, though. Many uses. It is the basis of our artisticness and of our magicalness. Yes, much magic we make with crystal items. For example, I make the magic soul stones often. Soul crystals, not to be confused with crystal souls. They are used for certain spells that trap creatures to be called forth later. Very strong. He looks at you slyly. In fact, certain such spells I am not forbidden from making for purchase for outside people, for prices. I don't want to click purchase. He holds up a spiral he was working. It catches the dim light and sparkles beautifully. Is there ever anything so lovely or orderly? I know there's something I need to say to this guy. Many uses. Yes, I had a best example which is not here for showing. It was a statue, but it was stolen. He looks pleased. Again, humans correct the wrongs of humans, and in reward he produces a beautiful carved pink crystal. It is a soul crystal, using for certain magical spells, and it is yours. Bam. Soul crystal. Can now cast those spells. Although, of course, I don't have the level to cast either of those spells. I think I want to save just because I think there may be dangerous things in here. It's a Vahanatai child. Let's scry it. Deals 1d3. You meet a Vahanatai child. She looks up at you with great curiosity. My name is Kaihar. She can speak your tongue, but slow and haltingly. I am of learning and traveling. With my master, one Tekoratel, he learns me of magic. He is learning on me my magic and alchemy. Can I buy spells from her? Yeah, she buys alchemy potions. Although, I hardly ever use alchemy, so... Hall of Crystal Souls. You suddenly stop moving. There's no visible magical barrier here, and you don't feel any sort of heat or cold or static electricity. Your muscles simply refuse to move you down the corridor any further. You back away. I feel like I could overcome that, right? Here's how we do it, right? We get Silveus and we get Lizzie, and we have those two pick up Kitty and just throw her through the thing. Even if she can't move, she's still got momentum. Alright, let's go through here. Every hair on your body stands up as you approach the chamber to the east. It's a clearly magical laboratory, but alarming in its spareness. There are no tables, no notes, no arrangement of vials or clutter. There are only 2 cases on the western wall and an enormous pattern of glowing runes, etched 10 feet high in the tile on the floor. Above the center of the pattern, the air warps and shimmers, like it does above a fire. Vahanatai Lord. Is that the same one? That is Teklotor. Let's, see what happens when I step over this. You get a little too close to the center of the runic pattern. Whether in warning or because you disturb something you aren't sure, but a blast of energy flies out and washes over you. It hurts an awful lot. Yeah, it's just dealing 100 points of damage. best ending to an adventure ever. Alright, let's pretend I just didn't do that. Gandalf, unlock. A single crystal that's not mine. I'm going to try to steal it. Oh, jeez. Crystal stolen. Holding pen. Have caution. Let's save here. That's a spiny worm. It hits really hard, as you can see. See, Pope, you can kind of stay where you're at, I think, at the moment. Cast a wound spell. Alright, you can't even cast a wound spell on it. So heal yourself first. Where's heal? There's heal. The Pope, you've been healed. Jack, you're on Scry Monster duty. 80 health, throws spines, deals 60 12s of damage, and is poison resistant. Throws lots of spines. I forgot to shoot an arrow at it first. Wait for a second. There we go. We're gonna heal Silveus just in case. I forgot to fire the arrow again. It is a wounded spiny worm now. I think I'm just gonna go all in with the attempting to kill. Although I'm gonna swap out so that Jack's out of range. Close. Soon it will hopefully be dead. I think wound does more damage than flame, so I'm gonna have Jack also cast wound. Also, I'm pretty sure the higher your like priest or whatever spell skill level is, the more damage your stuff does. So it does stand to reason that Zipope would do more damage than Jack, just because Zipope has priest 3 and Jack only has priest 2. Gandalf leveled up. Well, we killed the spiny worm. Mission accomplished. Alright, there's one person I need to find and I'm having a hard time finding. And I guess that person must have walked through here at some point and I'm just blind. Not you. Oh, come on. Alright, here's the trick for trying to find people, right? Oh, found her. Rentar Iherono, I guess it is. You stand edgily before the most powerful of the Vahanatai, the Archmage Rentar Iherono. She was Exile's greatest help in winning the Empire War. She looks at you curiously. She doesn't approach you. She doesn't seem to feel you merit much of her attention. I am Rentar Iherono, she says. She sighs, resigned to waste time talking to you. I am Iherono to my people and mistress of Kirka. I do my research and protect our treasures. Research? She frowns. That I prefer not speaking of. Go back. Treasures. Our crystal souls, the spirit of our ancestors in physical form, and even more powerful and knowledgeable than myself. I hope to be one myself. Alas, others covet them. We have 2 of them here and guard them totally. However, we do allow some to visit them. Covet? Guard? As the Empire taught us, we have great treasures others may covet. Visit? She looks uncomfortable. They have said they wish to see humans who visit. I dislike letting humans near them, but their wishes are paramount. She makes a few hand motions. You may now pass the barriers that keep you from them. And she doesn't have anything to sell. Now I can go see the Crystal Souls. That was where that magic barrier was, by the way. This chamber is so solemn and energy-filled it makes the rest of Gurka seem mundane in comparison. To the north is a smooth, deep blue pool, undisturbed by the intense flames floating on its surface. On the other side of the pool are two heavy stone platforms constructed by the Vahanatai to serve as homes for two of their leaders and greatest treasures, the Crystal Souls. You strongly feel you should watch your step. That is a Crystal Soul. Let's scry it. 200 HP, immune to everything, magic level max. Galantris Bach. You approach a large, perfectly flawless blue crystal about 1.5 feet high. As you do, you feel peculiar, as if somebody other than you is inside your head. You hear a gentle voice in your mind. Greetings. The smooth voice in your head continues. I am Galantris Bach. I am a crystal soul. I exist for only one purpose, to help my people. What could be greater? Long after you are dust, I will still be serving my race. I will remember you, and someday, 1,000 years from now, I will tell young Vahanatai of your struggles to instruct him. That is what I do, remember and advise. In this form, I remember everything I hear, everything I see. It is a great gift. Let's go back. Advise. Often my people come to me for advice on what to do. I always give it. They do not always take it, but usually they do. This is why I told Rentar Ihrano to let you see me. There's information I wish to impart on you. The voice in your head gets quiet so that you have to struggle to make it out. When you reach the surface and deal with the Empire as it is today, remember Ouroboros. Can I say Empire? Okay. Ouroboros was the snake of legend that was so mighty it encircled the world and ate its own tail. It was all powerful and yet devoured itself. As you see the surface, remember that image, and that is all I have to say on the subject. The voice in your head fades away. The presence is gone. And last crystal soul. This is a perfectly flawless blue crystal about 2 feet high. As you approach it, your head begins to hurt. You feel pressure inside your skull as if someone just pushed their way in. A harsh voice in your mind says, speak. This is, I think that's a second V, Vivnes Bach. There's a strange, scratchy, discordant sensation in your head. The voice in your mind is loud and disturbed. I am Vivnes Bach. You've heard of it. This is one of the crystal souls stolen by the Empire. For the record, in Exile 2, I believe it was called Exile 2 Crystal Souls, the Empire stole some of the crystal souls from the Hantai and experimented on them. I am here. Here! The rough presence in your mind is getting very uncomfortable. Unexpectedly, the voice in your head calms. Apologies. I am still recovering from my imprisonment. Let's see. Okay, they both take me to the same spot. I must not mention, tested on me, twisted my thoughts on myself to get me to break, to serve them. The volume of the voice is agonizing. Mercifully, it calms down. Now I lend my paranoia to my people. Strange that must sound, but I am my people's fear. They must share their caves and their scarce resources with you, humans and others, and the bad people are on the surface above us. All. I am their constant reminder. I remind what some want to do to us. What they do to me. Me, what can always happen. You back away under the force of this poor mad being's thoughts. We are strong but weak. Everyone must guard everyone from everyone. It pauses. Now I am tired. Leave me. Humans are often bad. Then there is silence. Well, that kind of crap happens sometimes, yeah? One last thing I'm going to do. Is that Rentar or Throno? That is Rentar or Throno. Do. Did I? There we go. In your last few moments of life, you realize why the Vahantai didn't need any guards in Gurka. The Empire stole 3 crystal souls from them once. They made sure nobody could rob them again. Flames shoot out from the walls and turn you into ash. Okay. So I'll end this video here. That happens sometimes, by the way. You just auto-die. You don't get a chance to defend yourself, so which is why you should, again, always save. Because worst case scenario is, a lot of times you could attempt to flee from a town if things go really poorly. But yeah, in that situation, nope, you just auto-die. So anyway, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. I got that nice little subscribe button there on the bottom right. Give me some comments on how you like the setup of the right here, too. That would really be helpful. Alright, people, thanks for tuning in again.